U.S. helicopter crews are flying no closer than 50 miles from these nuclear reactors, delivering tons of blankets, food, and water, searching for survivors along the coast. Wednesday was the first time in days no crews came back contaminated with radiation. But anyone flying within 70 miles is taking potassium iodine pills before they leave.
So what it's actually designed to do is act as a blocking agent.
Colonel Steve Kramer is a military doctor who depends on his officers to map the radioactive plume and figure in how fast the wind is blowing.
And then they'd be doing calculations for me to determine who's likely to be exposed, what level of exposure, and the intensity of that exposure.
An aircraft carrier and several ships were downwind of the radioactive cloud, but they've been moved north and further out to sea. And although there was only the smallest bit of radiation detected at U.S. bases in Japan, the troops and their families there have been advised, stay inside as much as possible and keep the vents closed. Also, several ships that were bound for the Pacific have been rerouted to the western side of Japan just to avoid the radiation. If troops in Japan have to operate within a contaminated zone, they'll have radiation suits to protect them. Between the boots and the gloves, you do lose a little bit of dexterity, so there will be things that the troops just can't do quite as well. The mask is a full-face air purifying respirator, which means there's no air supply in there, but these cartridges on the side would filter out any radioactive particles, which brings up yet another problem.
Communication. It'd be a lot harder for the team to understand what I'm saying while I'm wearing this mask.
And if troops get closer to the radiation source, they'll switch to these self-contained respirators with their own oxygen supply.
Again, it'll be a buddy system, and then they'll come on out and they'll send another team in.
Chris Lawrence, CNN, Washington.